go, okay, what am I doing with my life? It's like a really big question. Like, why do you want to wait until a time where you are potentially less capable? Why do you want to do that? Why do you not want to spend the best years of your life doing the things that you love the most?
It's not the right time. It's never the fucking right time. Right now, I've got a problem. I want to make it better. This is the solution to my problem.
That's a safety net of your brain going, you're going to fail at this. It's fear speaking. What business are you building for the lifestyle that you want? Do you think we fuck witter a lot of life away?
We witter a lot.
Witter. I've been reading a new book.
Do you mean listening to a new book?
I was going to fix it.
I fixed it for you.
Yeah. Yes. 4-Hour Work Week.
4-Hour Work Week?
Yes, by Timothy Ferriss. I feel like it's quite an old book now, but Darren bought it me. Oh, I feel like I want to say within the last 10 years. And I never read it.
You still never read it?
Shut up. But do you know why I chose not to read it? Because I was like, 4-Hour Work Week. It actually turned me off.
Did it?
Yeah.
It would turn most people on.
You reckon?
Yeah. Who's listening to this going, 4-Hour Work Week? Awesome.
Yeah. No, it turned me off, and I don't know why. Maybe it was the thought process of, is that possible?
I think I'd be very bored if I had a 4-hour work week.
Well, I was like, I don't know how it's actually feasible until you've already built the thing.
Is the 4-hour work week with working on the business or just working in the business? Well,
this is it. Like there was no context. I literally just got presented with a book with the title 4-Hour Work Week, and my brain went into over analysing, and I was like, how is that even possible? And it doesn't appeal to me because I don't believe it's true, so I just chose not to read it.
So now we are listening to it.
I am now listening, reading.
How far through said book are we?
Chapter 8.
Okay. So what are your key learnings?
The first half of it I really like. So it's all about how to think more purposefully. Again, I think there's a theme across a lot of our episodes of how to think more purposefully about what you want from your life. And I really liked that because I think for a lot of us, and I am definitely putting myself in this category, it is so easy to get consumed with the air quote normal stuff. Like you go to work, whether that's your dog training, walking, maybe a proper job. Do you know what I mean? Like you do the work thing, then you go home and you do the dinner thing, and then you do the kid thing if you've got kids, and then you do the dog walking thing if you've got dogs, and then you maybe sit and watch TV with a partner if you've got a partner. Then you do some housework. And it's all just the life stuff. I was like, bit depressing really if you zoom out and just go, is that all we're doing?
Put on this earth just to do that.
It is. This is what was coming up for me.
Bumbling along.
I was like, it's just quite, I don't know. It scared me a little bit because I was like, is that all I'm doing?
You know, it's funny, isn't it? Because imagine when you were born, you could understand. And if someone said, right, do you know what? In a few years' time, you're just going to be doing that, exactly what you've just described, every single day until you can't anymore because you've got no capabilities anymore. Yeah. Like, you'd be like, I don't know if I want to bother.
Yeah, work where you like, save for a rainy day. The rainy day is now here. You've got some cash in the bank. And then you maybe do what my parents do and they go to Greg's and have a cup of coffee.
We've just been to Greg's.
I know, the irony.
We've been to Greg's twice. We stopped on the way here at the services and we had you had a hot chocolate, I had a coffee. We've just been for lunch. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with Greg's.
No. But, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is a big, I don't know, it's like a scary thought process really to go, okay, what am I doing with my life? It's like a really big question.
Yeah, and do you know the rainy day thing? Does it ever come? You know, we squirrel away money and we go like, oh, we'll have that there for a rainy day. And yes, I know things break. I know cars break. I know washing machines break. I know, all that stuff happens. But yeah, okay. Then what? Like we've got that money for that and then we fix it and then we're back on that wheel again.
Well, this is it. And, like, like Me and my sister have been talking a lot about this recently with the whole situation with my mom and how so like devastatingly sad it is that both her and my dad did the thing. They worked for retirement, got some money in the bank for retirement, and now that'll never happen.
Yeah, won't enjoy it.
Like there's just nothing there. And all of that money's just going to go on like a care home.
Yeah.
It's soul destroying to think of that. Maybe that's where like, it's, I don't know, it's been like a bigger, like
and
a harder hit for me.
It's the time, isn't it? Because you think, oh, I've got time when I retire. Oh, I've got time. So you've got the money and the time is what you think. And then something like that happens. You haven't got either.
Yep. And it's just like a massive...
big slap in the face.
It is. It's
really.
like a massive reality slap of like, just, fuck, just... So yes, I'm listening to this like 4-hour work week book, and it's really drilling in on like, why because it kind of talks about that a bit of like, what are you waiting for? Like, why do you want to wait until a time where you are potentially less capable, whether that's physically or mentally or whatever it is? Why do you want to do that? Why do you not want to spend the best years of your life doing the thing that you love the most?
Yes, fair point.
I'm like, fucking hell, like I'm soaking all this up. I love this bit.
Do you know what? When we see these really young entrepreneurs, especially here where we are now recording this podcast, we're like, oh, imagine if that was us like a few years ago. And you can have that kind of...
A few years ago.
Well, yeah, quite a few years ago. Well, for me anyway. And it's like, you can look at life like that. And we say it and we laugh, don't we? But we're here now, we're where we are, and that's it. You can't change that. But you can't go, imagine what we'd have done if we'd have got shit sorted then.
Yeah.
And we'd created CBA then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's...
But you just don't know. It's a journey as well, and you've got to get to where
you don't know what you don't know.
You're ready for it at certain points, aren't you? But
yeah, but it just got me thinking of like how are we all spending our time? What are we choosing to do with our time? Because it is a gift.
Yep.
I know that sounds very woo, but again, for me, in my personal situation anyway, like it has become a massive thing, and I think I have started questioning like what I'm doing with my life, and almost in like that soul searching way a little bit to go, okay, are we doing that? And I remember talking to, well, not even remember, these are the conversations that I'm having with Darren on, okay, so what do you want from life? And then he's like, oh fucking hell, what have you been reading now? I'm like, what do you want from life and all this stuff? And you can see that he's just like, I don't know. And I think I've sent him into a spiral because he doesn't know. Because he's just in the, I don't know, like that season of, well, I need to work. We need cash. Still got to pay the debt off. We've got these kids now that we're homeschooling. When am I supposed to do anything that I want to do? The things that I want to do, you need a fuck ton of cash for, and you need time for.
But would you do them anyway?
Well, this is the conversation. It's like, well, if you really wanted to do it, then why are you not doing it?
You'd find a way. Does everyone have a purpose? I know this isn't what really this episode is about, but...
Who knows what the episode's about? We'll see how it goes.
It goes wherever it goes. But do you think everyone has got one? Do you think everybody has got they'll figure it out what they're supposed to do at some point, whether it's earlier on in life or later on? Do you think there are some people who just kind of go through it and never know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say more that than the other one.
I think so.
But I do believe that every single person out there has a unique ability, a unique skill set, a unique superpower that if they chose to and wanted to lean into it, could do amazing things.
Yeah.
And that amazing thing can be anything.
It doesn't have to be a huge amazing thing,
no,
does it?
And I think sometimes this is, I mean, I think I've always felt like I wanted something bigger. I wanted to have like this massive impact, and that's been like a driving force of my whole life pretty much. But then on the other side of it, I don't see that being, that's what everybody has to do.
No, and actually when I look at me, I never thought that I'd be able to do that because I didn't think I was good enough to do that. So like, if somebody had asked me do you want to make a big impact on the world? I'd have gone, yeah, but there's no way anyone's going to listen to me or take my advice on anything, because I don't feel like I'm that person who is not necessarily confident enough either. It's not that. It was just like, I'm just little old me.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not special.
Listen?
I haven't got an audience. I'm not doing anything.
But if the opportunity, and it has, and it is, come along to actually change that, I'm like, yeah, I'll go for that, because why would you not want to make a big difference?
Yeah. I think it's finding your version of it, isn't it? Because I know, like, for me, that's why I started dog training. I wanted to have an impact that had affected me so profoundly. That's like, I absolutely loved it. When I realised that I could, and it sounds really woo, but you're all dog folk, so hopefully you get it. But like, when I realised that I could actually like speak to dogs and have a relationship with them, and
so crazy when you do uncover a whole new world, isn't it? Really, because
like,
most people walk around not having a clue.
Yeah,
if only dogs could talk. They fucking can.
Yeah, I was like, and I asked her to do something, and she does it, and I was like, wow, we don't speak the same language, but we're speaking, and I was blown away by it, absolutely blown away, and I became obsessed. Like, I fell in love with it. I remember working at my old corporate job, and I'd be sat there like not doing the job at all, and I'd be researching dog stuff, and I was like playing around. I say building my business in the loosest sense, but I was so obsessed and passion driven that that's what I wanted to do. That's all I could think about. I was in dog groups, I was downloading books, I was looking at courses I could go on. Like, it totally consumed my entire world. And I remember feeling, well, I can feel it now because it's like remembering it, like, oh, just that excitement to go, I want to do that. And then every time I went to a conference and I spoke to another dog trainer that was doing it full time, I was like, oh, I am in awe of you here. Like, how have you done it? So you're a business owner and you get to do the dogs, and you're like, oh, this is amazing. Like, how I want that. And I was upset. And to me, that was just following that superpower that I felt like I had at the time, which was just, oh my God, I can teach other people to speak to their dogs.
Yeah.
How amazing would that be? And then if you've got that skill, then you get to be a better human being to somebody else, because through that I've learned patience, I've learned resilience, I've learned a lot of skills. And I remember thinking at the time, oh, I am being a better human being, because now I can look at other humans with a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Empathy, or?
Maybe empathy. Like, you know, sometimes, like, not sometimes, we all default as a human and we can be a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
And we just like, oh, that wasn't very nice. But having that ability to flip it and hit pause and go, why have you reacted that way? Let me look at it. The same way you would
it's the
do like a
beginnings
behavioural assessment.
of that kind of work that we've done a lot more on in recent years, isn't it? But
yeah,
I think being a dog trainer helps you have a good foundational understanding of that ability to stop and assess the situation in a different way, because you have to with dogs.
Yeah, so all of that. Sorry, that was a really excitable tangent.
Do you know, you were making me think. No, but as you were talking and you were lighting up and stuff, I was thinking about the same thing for me. I remember like bumbling around in hospitality.
Bumbling. I love this word. Can we insert bumbling more often?
Around in hospitality jobs and fucking hating it. Just being abused in every job that I worked in a hotel or a pub or whatever. Going, how have I ended up here? God's sake, I'm a fucking people person, and look where I've ended up, like dealing with people problems. And then, yeah, when I got into rescue, and then when I was there a few years before I even thought about starting a business. And I remember absolutely loving it, wanting to be a behaviourist at the Blue Cross and doing everything I could. And I couldn't be one because I didn't have a degree and I wasn't good enough. And that's the first thing I thought, actually, looking back, me going, you're not good enough to do that because you don't have a degree. And you could only go for an interview for the behaviourist job at the head office if you'd got a degree, animal behaviour degree. And I was just like, oh. And it kind of sort of quashed it a little bit for me, going, oh, okay, well, I thought this was the thing I wanted to do, but I can't do it now. And it was a bit of an obstacle. But never once did I think I'm going to go to uni and have a degree like you did. wasn't that strong a pull for me. But I just thought, well, I'm going to stay here and immerse myself in all the stuff. And then I remember when someone told me about puppy school. I can't remember who it was, but I'd never heard of it before. And then someone told me about it, and I was on my, I was actually supposed to be doing work in one of the dog kitchens where we prep all the food and stuff. And I was on the computer researching it, going, oh my God, I could actually run my own business, and this is how I do it. And I have to go through this training course and da-da-da. I was looking at the dates and going, yes, I can do that. And I just remember myself feeling so excited about potentially doing it. Not again thinking of myself at that point as a business owner. I was just like, I could have my own business, but again, the impact I could have on people. And for those who know my story, it's like preventing the dogs ending up in rescue. That's what my driving force for doing the puppy stuff was. And I remember when I told the girls at the Blue Cross that I was going to start this business, and I was still at the Blue Cross, I started the business, got it going. I'm like, why are you doing that for? And I'm like, well, because why would you not? They're like, oh my God, that sounds like a whole load of hard work to do that. And I was like, well, yeah, it is, but how rewarding is it, like, as well? Because I get to do all this stuff and I get to run it how I want to run it, within reason, to a point when you're part of a franchise. And they were like, oh God, no, I just want to walk dogs and look after them here. And I was just like, straight away, that's where I thought, this is where we differ, because I loved doing that as well, but I knew there was more for me. And I think that was the first stepping stone for me to go, like, I love doing the job I do at the Blue Cross. And when I knew I couldn't have that behaviourist job, I was like, there was always that kind of like, well, how far can I go here? Because I could be, an opportunity came up where I could have applied for an assistant manager job. And I was like, I don't want to be an assistant manager because I won't be involved in any of the stuff to do with dogs then. Because if you're an assistant manager, you're managing the people, you're managing the place. And I'm like, you have nothing, you don't have any contact with the dogs and stuff. And I wanted that contact with the dogs. So I was like, well, I can't do that. I'm going to just go into doing my own business. And that's when I ended up kind of leaving the Blue Cross and then getting a part-time job at the Creme, as I think we've mentioned on here. But I think it was that ability to go, yes, my life is going to be harder. Yes, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with running a business, but like, I feel like my purpose is bigger than this place now. And that just, again, that's not to sound like ego-y. It's like, I can do that, but there's great other people that do that really well. I feel like my job here is to do something different. And yeah, I remember that feeling of like going, oh, I can do anything I want here. And it's really like nice to know you can do that, isn't it?
It's exciting, isn't it?
Really
it's
exciting.
Like you want to do it and you get to do the thing that you love, and it's just like, how can we do this? But yeah, like, I think that's why when I had all those feelings and then you go in and you create this business, it doesn't feel like a business, does it? You just feel like, I'm a dog person. Yeah. I'm just helping you train dogs. And yes, there's an exchange of cash in it, but it definitely doesn't feel like a business.
No, that again, it never felt like I was a business owner.
No, it's just like, I'm really lucky that I get to do this thing and I love it and I get paid for it. And okay, I might not get paid as much as a proper job, but look what I get to do. Yeah. And I think that's how a lot of us feel about it in the dog training arena.
Yeah, I'd say for the most part.
So then, you know, like taking it back to that book where it's like work 4 hours a week. I'm like, how? Because if you really love what you do, why would you only want to work 4 hours a week? And I don't see how it's possible to work 4 hours a week unless you've already built a business that is functioning, and then you kind of take that step back. But again, that would kind of defeat the object of, well, if you love what you do, why would you want to take a step?
I guess though, it depends if you've got people working for you, you're spreading a wider message potentially.
Well, this is it. So, but I'm glad I've given the book a chance. Like I said, I've still got to finish it. But yeah, that whole like first section was taking you back and reliving these memories of like, why did you do the thing? Like, what do you actually want from life then? How are you choosing to live your life? And I think it did actually make reference to there are people out there, and this is where I was like, oh God, because I've been in a bit of a slump lately. If you want to choose to spend your time and sit and watch Netflix for hours on end, like, that's on you, but is that your life? Is that really what you want? Is that your purpose? And I'm like, oh, no, it's not my purpose. I don't want this.
Don't want to play my game all the time.
No. And then what did I do the same night? I went home, watched Netflix and played my game. Because I'm buzzing in the moment. And then it's like, oh, I'm still in my slump a little bit here. How do I get out of it? But I think this is, it's the challenge of life, isn't it? It's like, okay, so how can we design our lives essentially to go, what do we want from them? And I actually think that is a really hard question to answer unless you've done a lot of work on yourself. Like I said, Darren turns into a puddle if I ask him that question. Hasn't got a clue. It's like, I don't know. I was like, what would you want to do for yourself then if you had time and if you had money and all this stuff? It's like, I don't know. I'm like, this is where we've got a problem. This is why you're stuck. And then this is why I think a lot of us get stuck, because when we don't know, and maybe we're not allowing ourselves enough thinking time, or enough downtime or whatever it is to actually think about what you want, because we just get stuck in life.
Yeah, or it could be a bit similar to what I said earlier about not having belief that you can do anything bigger than what you're already doing. So it's like, if you are in that, there'll be a lot of people listening to this, I'm sure, that have got a proper job and they're doing the dog training as a side hustle, and they'd like to be able to go in fully on dog training. But again, when's the right time to do it? Because so many people are like, yeah, I'm waiting until I've got a bit of cash under my belt and then I can do the thing. But then that cash usually then gets spent on something else, or the washing machine gets broken, as we talked about earlier. Yeah. And then we start again, and you go like, you can keep going around in that cycle forever, or you can go, there's got to be a point where I've got to do the thing I really want to do. Or if I do want to do it, what do I need maybe support-wise to help me get there? Or who do I need to surround myself with to make sure that somebody's pushing me in the right direction, and I don't just get scared again and recoil and do the safe thing?
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's, if we're being brutally and bluntly honest with ourselves, saying things like, oh, I'll just get some cash behind me before I do it. That's a safety net of your brain going, you're going to fail at this, so you need cash because it's not going to work.
Yes. And I can go back to what I was doing before potentially, if not. And you always can, by the way. Like, there's always that opportunity to get another job.
But is it's fear speaking.
Yeah.
It's that part of your brain that's going, nope, I'm going to keep you safe. So you thinking you've got cash there is essentially a stall tactic.
Yeah. Because I remember when I got made redundant. Well, I didn't get made redundant. I got voluntary redundancy from the council, and it was about a couple of grand. And for me, I'd been wanting to go all in on, I wish it was just dog training, and then I did dog walking as a supplementary thing. But I had that couple of grand, and instead of going in with, oh, I've got a couple of grand here, if it doesn't work, I was like, I'll buy a dog walking van. And that's what I used it for, because I was like, well, no, because that's an investment in that thing. So I suppose it's like, did I ever feel that fear? I don't think I ever felt it. I don't think I ever felt it because my business was quite well established at that point. I was getting a steady stream of people in. A lot of the people that I'd done dog training before expressed an interest in dog training. So I'd got that. I felt pretty confident that I'd be able to get enough clients in for the dog walking, and it didn't take very long. And I was at capacity for the dog training, for the dog walking as well. But yeah, I could have looked at that to go like, oh, I don't know whether I take that redundancy money or whether I just put it in a pot and hope it's going to, be there for the rainy day and stuff. And I'm not a person who just does a lot of risk taking really. But at that point, I think I must have had enough belief in me to be able to make that jump. And I just probably thought, fuck it. Like, I've got to do something because I don't want to stay in the job I'm in. They'd offered me another job, which was a shit version of the job I'd got. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So worst case scenario, my mate works in recruitment. I'll just ask him for a job and I'll do something else for a bit. So I guess, yes, there's that. What is the desire great enough, I suppose, as well, to do it? Lots of factors in it, isn't there? But
yeah, it's
fear is a big one.
Fear is huge, absolutely huge. And I think this is where, it's like, it's bigger than dog training, this conversation really, isn't it? Because it's like, well, how do you create then the life that you want and not have your shoulda, coulda, woulda moments and again, like, I don't know, maybe I have got a different view on this since the whole thing with my mum, or I feel like I've always had it, but maybe it's just been like heightened and sharpened a lot more since this situation, because it's like, wow, like what are we waiting for, and what should we be doing? And I think it's leaning into knowing yourself again and being able to almost, I don't know, just like act as you. I think we live in a world now where social media is so busy and there's advice left, right and centre on how you should be spending your time and what you should be doing and all of that. And when I think because it all subconsciously seeps in, doesn't it?
I think it's half the battle, or predominantly the battle of why people don't do stuff is the noise.
Yeah, it is. It's so noisy.
And again, maybe when I did what I did, there was a way less noise then. There was way less that I was looking at and hearing and seeing, and I just was in my own little bubble and went, wow, if I want to do that thing, I'll go and do it.
Yeah.
And
it's almost easier to see the downside of things now.
Yes, because somebody will draw attention to the fact that, oh, make sure that you've got this, because if it doesn't work, and you're like, oh, I thought it would work, but now I'm doubting it.
Well, we live in a negative world, really, don't we? Humans are negatively biased.
Yeah.
All we ever talk about is the downside.
We always try and flip that with our clients, don't we, to go, so, oh yeah, but it might not work for this. And well, what if it did work? What could be happening right now if you did do the thing and it worked? Oh, well, the effect of that could be X, Y, Z. Awesome. Now we flipped it into positivity. But I know that's a hard thing to default to.
Yeah.
Which is why for us, it's such a role that we take to go, it's up to us to see if we can shift that mindset a little bit and flip that belief.
Yeah.
Because we've all got the belief. I think we've all got the belief, but the stuff around us, like you say, seeps in and puts the doubt in. And the more we surround ourselves with that, the doubt just gets deeper and deeper. And the caution and I'm going to wait for the rainy day. I'm going to save up the cash. I'm going to do this. And it's, when does it ever come? When does tomorrow ever come?
Yeah.
And I remember that first when I invested business support, and I was like, it's not the right time. It's never the fucking right time. I was like, when? And I remember having a word with myself going, God, $5,000. Like, what could I use that for? Well, what could I use it for? I'm not using it for anything now, am I? So I might as well fucking use it on something that's going to be helpful for me, change my life, make a big impact on my life positively. And I kind of came to that conclusion and went, I could just keep saying, no, it's do it tomorrow, do it next year. But how's that going to help me? Right now, I've got a problem. I want to make it better. This is the solution to my problem. Why am I not going to do it? And I think sometimes if you just have that word with yourself, and it sounds easy, it wasn't easy. It was me going back and forth in my own head. Like it could be brilliant. Oh, but what if? Oh, it could be brilliant. What if this? And I just was like, do you know what? The pros outweighed the cons in the end. And I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But it's such a battle in your head. It's the tiniest little bit of influence could change that, swing it to a different outcome.
It's just honestly like,
what chance have we got as humans?
No
chance.
I am coming to this realization like more and more, like we make life so difficult for ourselves.
Don't we?
Because nobody else is doing it. No. And this is this is a really poor example, but like it's front of mind. We've got so much to do. Like there's so much work on.
There's always so much to do.
And we know we've taken our foot off the gas recently, and we're applying that pressure on ourselves again, and we're ramping everything back up. And last night I was like, right, I want to because realistically, for where we are in business now, like there's no reason why we, air quote, shouldn't be pulling all-nighters in some respect because of the amount of work we've got to do and because of the impact and the driving force and all of that. And instead, my brain defaults into, oh, and this is a story that I must have heard from someone at some point, but now it's seeped into my subconscious. And it goes, oh, but you've got podcasting all day tomorrow, so you should probably get a good night's sleep. So why would you want to work late? Get like a good night's sleep because you're busy tomorrow.
Well, it is a long day.
It is a long day. But then I'm arguing with myself going, for fuck's sake, like, where has that story come from though? That's not my story. I don't think that. But I play out the action of that story. It's just like frustrating how other noise gets in your head and you realise that you change your actions based on
you do.
the noise. But again, having that ability to take a step back and realise it and go, oh, actually, where is that action coming from?
Yeah. And it's all aspects of life as well, isn't it? It's not just the dog training bit. It's just quite some strong voices out there, isn't there, in the dog training world?
Yeah. So if we were to reopen the dog training business now then, which
we are considering doing. Yeah.
We are considering it. Where would you start? What would you do?
Great question. How do you mean in terms of specificity?
Well, I think it's, whilst we're on the theme of, I don't know, like, I suppose it is like fitting it into your life, isn't it? And going, okay, so how would it work then? So if you're already in a job, so technically we're in a job, we've got CBA, how would it work alongside that? How would you fit it in? How many hours a week should you spend on that business? And I don't know, all the thought processes that kind of come into your mind.
I don't know, because I haven't actually sat down and worked any of it out. I don't know. I suppose it starts with all that stuff, but you have to put those parameters in, don't you? Like, realistically, how are we going to do that and do this to the best of our abilities and potentially grow the dog training, which is what we want to do? I think that's the plan. No, don't know.
Yeah, it's because it sounds easy, doesn't it? Like on paper, it's like, right, okay, sit down, let's work out your capacity and see how it works. And I think maybe this is the difference if you're trying to run more than one business. I think it is a mindset shift if you're in employment and then you're trying to build your own business, because theoretically that passion is more in the business.
Yeah. This is the tricky thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that designing your life and trying to figure out what's what, I'm actually going to go against what I thought I was going to say, which is thinking more sensibly about things. I don't think you can think sensibly if you're going to start a business.
Well, no.
Not initially, anyway.
No.
I think if you try and think sensibly and logically,
you'll put too many blockers in the way, won't you?
Because like, realistically, you want to go like guns blazing at this. It's like, yes, we're going in. I'm going to jump 2 feet.
Yeah. Well,
throw everything at it.
There'd be hard. We do still get inquiries now. There is still a presence. People still like the Facebook page like most days. And I don't know where it's all coming from, but I suppose that many years between us of being present in that bit. But I think you've got to get down on the ground again and get the word out there, haven't you? Like, that'd be the very first thing, is get, I say shouting, but just get that presence back again and the awareness back and get everywhere.
Yeah.
Let people know you exist again.
And this is why I think it does come down to that not thinking sensibly. And when I say not thinking sensibly, I don't mean going without a plan, but have that passion behind you. Because if you are not so super excited about what it is that you are doing, you're going to struggle to market yourself anyway.
Yeah.
And I think this is where it can clash sometimes with a lifestyle choice. And this is where your lifestyle choice has to kind of come into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is why it's this whole ugly grey area, isn't it? It's like, right, okay, think sensibly about what you need to do, because life does life and you've still got roles and responsibilities and stuff in your just normal life. And then you've got this thing, like this little excitable itch that you just need to scratch and be like, right, but look at all that stuff that we can do there.
Yeah.
And it is hard because we've had to turn down events and stuff this year because well, I mean, let's be honest, like partners can't cope if we disappear for
No, well, there is
for too
that as a
long.
massive factor, but
That's the main thing. So, kids and dogs, you need to look after those for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not happening. So that's a challenge. But these are the challenges that we all have, and it's trying to figure out how can we make it happen.
And this
for
is
your
where I
life.
think you come back to the seasons bit as well, because if we were to start that dog training, things would be pretty hectic for a little bit. And there would be lots of working hours and probably arguments of, can you do the dinner? Can you look after the dogs? Can you walk them? Can you, step up a little bit? And then it would ease off a little bit probably, but then there'd be probably another bit, because then if we were looking to bring on staff, which is what we are looking to do, there'd be that period of like, it's more intense again now because we need to put our focus on them. And then we're going to be sort of swinging a little bit. So I think it's just that you almost are looking at the long-term plan, but for the immediate short term, it's going to go a little bit like a roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what you kind of expect it to do. And I suppose even if you're launching a brand new dog training business, it's going to be that hard bit of graft at the beginning, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got to
Well, that goes
expect
back
to
to
do
that
it.
book. That's kind of like what put me off, because I was like, 4 hours?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how you can build a business around 4 hours.
Yeah, because you kind of underestimate. Again, I suppose, I don't know. I don't know whether it's luck or just the way it was really, but I never really struggled to get clients in. And I think it's because I'd always been in situations whereby each thing I did enabled me to have a supply of people, if that makes sense. So when I was at the Blue Cross, started the business, and I'd already got lots of people that potentially could be clients off the back of working there. Then when I started the dog walking, most of my clients were dog training clients. And so it kind of just went like that really. But I suppose you underestimate a little bit about if you're starting everything from scratch and you've got no source of leads and no reliable, like you haven't done that groundwork yet, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get your name out there and get known.
Yeah. You almost want to do like 6 to 12 months, I would say, of brand awareness.
Literally be everywhere.
Yeah.
And when I say everywhere, I don't necessarily mean everywhere, but I mean if you're going to do a tactic, you're going to do part of the strategy, go all in with it and just expect for nobody to feel like they're responding to you and you're talking to nobody, but eventually it will pay off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
God,
get conversations. Because the beauty of dog training really is that if you're a local dog trainer, you can go and speak to people. You can get out there, and local area stuff is like the community around like a local area. Such a big opportunity for people, isn't there?
Yep.
And I think because the way mine kind of grew really was I didn't quite realise how well known I became until like really afterwards. I think it was after we merged and stuff that I'd actually gone, shit, I didn't quite realise how, I say big, I don't mean big, I mean how that awareness had spread so much, and that people were like, oh, you're not doing it anymore. Like eventually when we stopped doing it, we're like, no, it's that kind of thing where you just go, I didn't realise what I'd built here. But it was a lot of years of doing it. A lot of work went into it, really.
Yeah.
But I think, again, it's this whole thing of like the instant gratification thing these days.
Yeah.
Sticking a few posts on socials and expecting it to, and it's not going to happen.
No. Well, we're guilty of me with my D profile as well. Like, I'm terrible. In fact, I feel like everybody could relate to this, even if you're not a D profile. You put a post out on social media and you've crafted it and you've spent
ages on it.
You've spent a bit of time on it. You post it. And then I'm checking my phone every 2 seconds to see if I've got any likes, any comments, any of this stuff. And I'm like, that's a bit flat.
And there's probably loads of people who've seen it and they've gone, brilliant, love that, but haven't actually said they love it or haven't actually pressed like.
And then I'm there like, you fuckers.
You're out.
Why haven't you done anything?
Why don't you ever respond?
Yeah.
But it's that hard. There's no feedback. There's no like, you
but
don't
for me,
know.
it's like, I want it instantly.
Yeah.
Like if when we send an email out to our database,
she's checking.
As soon as I hit send, I'm straight in the back end at the data going like, oh, let's look at who's opened it.
You've just
What's the
revealed a
open rate?
secret now. We can see if you've opened our emails or not.
But it's instant. I'm like, as soon as I've hit send, I'm like, who's opened it? I'm like, fucking hell. Like, it's probably not even been 30 seconds.
You message me sometimes like, Joe, give them a chance to even open the fucking thing. It's probably gone in junk. They don't even know it's there yet.
I know. But it's this instant gratification. It's like, need it now.
Yeah.
Need it now.
But I think when you've got, and I think that's again social media related more so. I mean, not for everything, but I think it's got plays a massive part. But again, when you look at the opportunities for a local dog trainer, and these are the things we're scared about. We're scared about going and speaking to people this day and age because we don't have to for the most part. Look at the episode we just did on fucking self-checkouts and stuff. Like you don't have to speak to people really. And this is the bit again when we're looking at that, the trust and the personal brand bit, like it has to be the case. You have to get out there and speak to people. And even if it is social media, you've still got to do the speaking bit.
Yeah.
And it's, I know it's scary and I know it doesn't come natural to people often, but it's the way that's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah. And I think it's a nice way of like circling it back into what business are you building for the lifestyle that you want? Because again, like Darren and I have been having these conversations because I've come across this like world schooling hub thing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my God, we could like fuck off to a different country for like 4 weeks and just hang out with other people that are homeschooling their kids. And it's all like on this little community bit. And I was like, oh, this sounds amazing. I mean, I've described it like a cult, but it's not. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. We could do that. And I'm fortunate enough that we've built a business that could still work. Oh, my stomach's making a funny noise.
It's you this time. It's usually me.
That, do you know what I mean? Like, but I've almost created the business, or we're in the throes of creating the business that would allow for me to do that if it was to work. I've already got it all planned out. Like, you could come and hang out with me for like a week whilst we're there in a little, it's all sorted.
While Gareth's not coping with the dogs at home.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. People bring their dogs.
Do that?
Yeah, shitbag can come along.
Oh my God, shitbag Davis can come.
But yeah, it's all sorted. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's, how do we do that? Because then these are the conversations I've been having with Darren. I was like, how attached are you to your business? Like, if we were to do something like that, because I mean, it's not like a move, but it's a good few weeks.
Can't really mow lawns
away.
out there, can you?
Well, this is it. So he's like, but how would the mowing rounds work? Because then I've got people, S profile, I've got people that are relying on me to do their mowing rounds. And if I do them fortnightly, and if we're away for like 3 weeks, it's going to screw everything up, isn't it? I'm like, well, we're not thinking of going until next year or the end of this year. So you've still got like another 8-9 months to sort all this shit out. And he's like, oh, no, can't possibly do it. It's going to upset too many people. I'm like, seriously? But I was like, you're not as invested in your business. And I know that sounds really horrible. It's not what I mean. But he's creating this stress around a non-problem. But to him, it's a massive problem.
It's an attachment to something that isn't an attachment, even though it is.
Yeah. And because there's lots of intricacies in that, but that is all in his head. And the stress that is causing him, the thought of it.
He is a very, like, he doesn't want to let people down. Nope. And he wants to make sure he's there and he's reliable and loyal. And that's what he's worried about, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not the actual business as such, it's the people bit, it's the letting them down, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of dog walkers out there say the same kinds of things. I used to say this when do you remember us having this conversation? I was like, no, nobody's going to find a dog walker like me. And I'm like, fucking hell, Vic, you're up your own arse a little bit, aren't you? There are plenty of other dog walkers out there.
I thought this when I brought staff on as well. I'm like, but they're not good enough. They've bought me. I've done the sales call. I've done this. And now I'm going to introduce you to a staff member. Like, no.
Yeah.
And then I'd be absolutely paranoid. It's like, oh gosh, you can't do it as good as me.
And then you'd hate it because they prefer Kerry to you.
Yes.
You would always go like, oh, those people, I've got a relationship with them and they prefer Kerry now.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It was a very good thing, but it was a very painful thing as well. Fuckers. Everyone's a fucker.
See what I have to deal with, everyone. Give me sympathy.
Everyone. I feel like that's, a lot of people feel like this now. Do they? I can't be the only one.
No, they do. They do.
I'm unique in a lot of ways.
Yes.
I'm not that unique.
No, I feel it. I get it.
Thanks.
But it's funny saying it
Are you?
because you get more frustrated than most.
No. Paranoia. Oh dear. Oh, we're so fucked up as humans.
Basically, that's the theme.
Not everyone else is a fucker. Like we're all fuckers.
If we survive this life, we have achieved a massive thing.
Fuck-wittering.
Fuck-wittery, it's a great word, that. I haven't used that for a while.
No. I like it though.
Wittery.
But no, I do think we fuck-witter a lot of life away.
We witter a lot.
Witter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So, what's the call to action at the end of this episode, Joe?
That was quite an abrupt, like, okay.
I've got my hands on the arms of the chair.
Even Ryan's rolling his eyes at you at that going, fucking hell, that
Well, I
came out of nowhere.
can't see him because he's hidden behind a little monitor over there. What do we want people to do?
I want you to come and hang out with us on Facebook.
Go on, tell me more. I'm an avid listener to Let's Talk Dog Business, and when you tell me, come and hang out in my Facebook group, where's that? How do I get in?
CBA community.
Yeah.
What else do you need? I don't know.
There is a link in the show notes, but if you just search CBA community,
go to Facebook.
you will see our lovely faces
CBA
on the banner.